You are listening to the Whitetail Waypoint Podcast. I'm back for number 8, episode number 8. I have made it to number 8. And tonight, I have one of my favorite people on the planet, my uncle, Ross Douglas, otherwise known as Googa. What's up, Uncle?
How you doing, Eric?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I'm glad that you decided you come out here and do this with me.
Yeah, I just hope I don't disappoint.
It was a little far-fetched. I didn't think that you'd say yeah.
I know I'm old-fashioned.
Well, you know, I've had a couple people tell me that they were old-fashioned, and I don't understand it because they'll tell me that they're old-fashioned, and I look, and they don't stop posting stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
Are you going to be shy tonight? No, don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. We just talking, me and you. Me and you. What I want to do tonight is I just want you to take me back a little bit. I want you to take me back to Grandma Douglas's Papa. I want you to take me back what it was like outdoors wise. How'd you get started hunting? And was it around them? I mean, how did that happen?
Well, Papa, we had like a small field he used to farm, a couple of fields, and he liked for me to shoot the groundhogs because they eat up all the soybeans.
Yeah.
But he didn't like wasting shells, so no target practice. You just got to go kill.
Oh, you just got to, it was do or die.
Yes.
How'd you do?
I started out kind of shaky.
Yeah. Did you get going good after that?
I got a little better as I got older.
Got a steady hand.
Yeah. And then I guess Uncle Bobby kind of got me deer hunting.
Uncle Bobby did?
Uncle Bobby's first one to take me deer hunting.
Did y'all hunt out there?
Out Liberty.
Oh, out Liberty.
Yes, that's where we went. We didn't hunt at Grandma and Papa's.
How'd they get that piece of land?
That was Aunt Margie's. It was her mom and dad. She grew up picking cotton. When her mama had her.
Aunt Margie did?
Aunt Margie, yes. Aunt Margie her mom would carry her on her back while she was picking cotton in the fields out at Liberty.
I didn't know that's how they run it out there.
That little cabin that used to be out there, that's where she grew up.
Where was the cabin at?
It was right across the road.
That's what I thought, right there across the street.
Yes.
That's where they lived?
Yes.
I thought that was just an old broke down shed or something.
No, that's where they lived.
I had no clue about that. See, that's where I'm thinking about going. I wanted to dive. I thought about this today, about what I wanted to do. And see what has formed you, what's turned you into Googa.
Oh, I don't know.
I think you do, though. I think you do.
Nah.
I think I have some pretty good ideas, but
I know I've always enjoyed being outside.
Yeah.
And just hunting, fishing, whatever it is. Kind of grew up with a gun in my hand. I know nowadays most people don't think kids should have guns, and
yeah.
I know there's a lot more people around and there's a lot more houses, and you got to be careful about where you're shooting. Make sure your bullet don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
When we were younger, it was hardly not anybody here. I mean, like we knew everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. And they were doing the same thing as you were. You know what I mean? Nobody was worried about pissing anybody off.
No. I used to come home from school and I'd sneak Papa's he had a J.C. Higgins single shot 22, and I'd sneak it out and I'd go shoot stuff.
That's how I got into hunting, is out there. I mean, we were living there. I'd take my pellet gun and I was free out there.
Yes.
Just shooting everything that moved. Anything and everything. Yes. I mean, if I seen blackbirds coming across that backfield, I was in a dead sprint. Just trying to kill one of them. Just try to kill one of them. So, you know what I mean?
Most I ever killed one shot is 27.
One shot?
One shot. 27.
You talking about the little blackbirds?
Yep,
I'm talking about like the crows.
Yeah, not
like
crows.
A crow was a prize. You know what I mean?
They're smart. They're hard to kill.
They are so smart.
Yes.
They are. Do you think a crow is smarter than a turkey? I've seen a crow do some like human-like things, some human-like behavior.
Probably smarter, but a turkey could probably see better.
Yeah. Turkey kick a crow's ass, wouldn't it?
I don't know. Crows are sneaky.
Just
look at Heckle and Jekyll, the cartoons. That's all you need to know. They were magpies, but
where's that? Heckle and Jekyll? Where's that from?
It's cartoons.
From when?
From when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what Heckle and Jekyll is.
That's bad.
It is bad. Well, not really. I mean, I'm born in 89.
Yeah.
I'm old to some people.
Yeah.
I'll be 30. I'll be 37 this year.
I didn't hit the prime of my life till I was about that age.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that comes for me. I'm really hoping that comes for me.
I was sheltered, though, as a kid, so it took me a while to mature.
Now, what do you mean sheltered? Who sheltered you?
Grandma and Papa, of
Yeah,
course.
Grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, she tried me. These poor girls around here. If there was any girl around this place that was talking to me or you or Chip or any of them, Dad, you know your wife, my mom.
Yeah.
They were just our whole life. You know what I mean? Grandma would just be like, "Hey, let them bit come out there and tell us." It would upset me.
Yeah.
It didn't upset you though, did it?
It didn't bother me.
I know it. They were common.
Yeah.
That's what she called them, wasn't it?
Yes.
Common. I was like, I'm in 3rd grade.
Silk Mill Road.
Oh God.
You remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know. I don't know about Silk Mill Road, but I know that Grandma didn't like it.
She didn't like it. I don't know where it's at.
I don't either.
know.
Is it in Cowan?
I'm not sure.
I'm
afraid to speak it on the radio because somebody probably lives there.
I know it. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean?
That was Grandma's go-to.
You know,
every time I bring a girl home, oh, you can't be dating her. I know her mom and dad.
Yeah, and I remember she's talking about Slag Bottom down there.
Oh, Slag
Hell, I heard somebody say, I was like, where you live at? They said, like, I live down Slag Bottom. I was like, damn, you call it that? Well, own it. You know what I mean? Hey, it is what it is. Own it, man. Own it. Man, you know what I remember? I remember being at Grandma's and just going through. I remember I'd find your dad's stuff, that old Vietnam stuff, and I just thought that was the most awesome things, possessions, whatever that I could find in that place. I remember I had that green jacket for a long time. That old green, what was it? What do they call them jackets?
Oh, the old army jacket.
Yeah, they call them. They got a name for them. But anyways,
field jacket.
It's a field jacket. Yeah, it is a field jacket. I had that thing for years. It went through. You know how many bottle rocket wars and pellet gun wars that thing went through?
Bunch, I'm sure.
Bunch. I'm telling you. But me, Jonathan Ray, Ryan Gifford, Kurt Jackson, all them. But that was before Kurt Jackson's legs stopped working, before he had that 4-wheel. We always told him, Kurt, you got to stop. You got to calm down.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in a wheelchair. And look at him. He's been in a wheelchair for years now. But it is what it is. I love old Kurt's a good one. I like old Kurt. We've been friends for years. I mean, he damn wrecked that 4-wheeler one day in his yard. I mean, end over. We built a ramp out of a piece of plywood and them 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah, I thought he was on a street bike when.
Well, yeah, he was. That one, when he wrecked and actually got paralyzed. But he's lucky he didn't that day, because I mean, he jumped that piece of plywood with them 2 5-gallon buckets at like 30, 40 mile an hour up. And I mean, he hit front rack when he hit it, he went, well, y'all watching right here, he hit it and it went, and it started, boom, and it busted out. And when that ramp busted out underneath him, it kicked that damn ass end up and it just, and that front rack caught, boom, and it shot him straight off. He had them blue, like old man coveralls on. He didn't have no clothes on underneath. I mean, it turned and flipped and flipped and flipped and flipped. And we finally got over there. It wrecked. He didn't have no nipples. Ripped his nipples off. Bleeding. He should have been paralyzed that day, but he made it. So, you think shooting those groundhogs and everything got you into hunting?
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it. I guess I killed one 115 yards one day with a 22. I mean, that's a long way for a 22.
Yeah, with iron sights, right?
With a $9.99 Walmart scope.
Oh, you had a scope? It's probably been an easier shot with iron sights.
Yeah, I think it probably would have.
Probably would have. I'll tell you what, man. I've had some, every 22 scope I've had, them small barrels, I'd take them off. Way better with iron sights. But I can't see worth the shit. I can't. Karen says I got astigmatism.
I've got a partial one, I believe.
Yeah. How do you know? I guess she says it's when the blur and the lights at night and all that stuff. That's what I got. I can't see at night. If it's raining at night, you better hold on, because I'm praying, especially with the headlights coming to me. Them new headlights all these cars got these days. Blind.
Yeah, me too. I can't see anything when I'm coming towards me.
Yep. As the car approaches, I hold the steering wheel and I just tighten up in between the lines.
Yeah.
Okay. I made it by another one.
I had Gary Fulmer with me one night in a bass boat, and we were running down the back of a creek trying to get back there and fish some riffraff. And he started hollering. He's like, you got to turn. We was running 65 miles an hour.
Is you in your old Bumblebee?
Yeah, and I couldn't see.
Yeah.
I thought we had plenty of room to go, and I hooked it hard right.
Yeah.
And we still about coasted up on the bank. I about crashed my boat. If he hadn't have been in there, I'd have jumped it.
Damn.
Yeah, UTSI Road back there behind
yeah,
where they pump the water in.
Yeah. And Alec Temples ran one of his boats up on dry land one night.
It's easy to
do. You remember
do.
that? Did you ever hear about that story?
I've never heard that one. I've heard a bunch from
We
you.
ran it up on the bank about 3 o'clock in the morning down at the Loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a big old boat. He had a big boat. We
on
ran
the
it
mud
up.
bank, on the backside?
I get whatever it was. I know we came to an abrupt stop.
Yes.
Ruined our time. We tried to push it off. That boat wouldn't move. Had to get 2 tugboats to pull it off there.
Yeah.
We ran it up on there, though.
That ain't good.
I don't know. Ridiculous. Ridiculous decisions by 2 boys. Boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think? What was the moment that you think turned Googa into a man?
I don't know if I'm a man yet.
Why?
I don't. It's a lot. It's a lot of responsibility.
It is, but you got it. You're a manager at work. You've got 2 kids. They're grown. I mean, you've held a marriage for how many years? I mean, that's responsibility, Uncle. What do you call it?
31. But that don't make you a man.
I think it. What does?
You gotta not be afraid to fail.
Yeah, but you're gonna fail.
Yes,
every day.
You're gonna fail every day, but you got to get up.
You got to.
You can't let other people define you.
Absolutely.
And you can't lower your standard because of what other people think. You got in your eyes what you want, and you can't lose it, no matter what.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I think it was one of the first episodes I got on here. I don't know why I did, but it came over me, and I said, you know what? If you're getting along with everybody every day, you always get along with everybody, you need to step back and you need to look in the mirror. There's something really wrong with you. You either don't stand up, you don't stand for nothing, or you're just lying to yourself and lying to everybody else, because there ain't no way that you can be liked by everybody. And that's fine. It's okay to not be liked by people, but it ain't okay to not be respected by people. Plenty of people that don't like me.
Yeah, me too.
But if they don't respect me, well, I mean, I don't know. That's what I try to do. I try to at least make them respect me for the reason that they decided not to like me, because I'm going to stand up for what I believe in.
Yeah, I probably got people that don't respect me, but
we all do.
I try to earn their respect. I don't try to take it from them.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's what I tried to do, too. How many years have you been hunting? How old was you?
It's hard. I was probably...
How old are you right now?
55.
55.
I think you had to be 10 years old to take the hunter safety, and Uncle Bobby got me. And so I was probably 10. And I remember I got to shoot skeet. Man, that was so awesome. I got to shoot 1100 shotgun. And when I was a kid, that was the best shotgun you could shoot, man. Yeah. Pointed so good. I shot skeet with Wayne Sanders. He was a game warden.
Yeah. I'm thinking about getting Wayne to come down here and talk to me one night. He lives right here.
Yeah, I busted 18 skeet and he busted 17. It's the first time I ever shot 1100.
You was 10? You outshot Wayne? God, that's a game warden, y'all. Well, y'all didn't know.
They didn't throw doubles. They throwed singles, only singles. So only give me one shot so I wouldn't get excited and go to empty. You know how I like to spray and pray.
Yep. Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd rather be lucky and good any day, wouldn't you?
Yes. And then Uncle Bobby's got the farm out Liberty because I ain't Margie, and we went out. He wasn't a real big hunter because he worked a lot.
That's why I didn't remember him hunting.
Yeah, he did go some, but he didn't really. I don't know. It's just different for him.
Yeah. Well,
but he did take me, and we walked up in the mountain, and we found a deer trail. And I mean, back at that point in my life, I didn't know what we were looking for.
Yeah.
Just happy-go-lucky. My mom got me a Marlin 336 30-30. Oh, yeah. The dirty 30, action? Baby. 30 caliber, what? 30 yards.
I bet that gun's probably worth $1,300-$1,400 right now.
I wish I still had it.
Oh, I guarantee it.
I traded it out. But
for a piece of shit, I guarantee you.
Yeah, I guarantee it. But he took me, we went scouting, and then when the juvenile hunt came along the first day, I couldn't sleep that whole night. I spent the night with him up in Cowan at their old house, and I laid in the bed awake, couldn't sleep. I was just excited. Get up and we go hunting, get in a tree. We had an old leaning tree that fell down, and we just probably wasn't 7 foot off the ground, but it had a bunch of limbs so you could hide. They couldn't see you.
Yeah.
And we walked up it and sat down, and it was probably about 7 o'clock, 7:30. And Uncle Bobby said, "Here comes one." And I looked up on the bench and coming around the mountain, there was a big doe and 2 little ones.
Yeah.
And I quartered her up, and I had like a stick that I was braced on, but I don't know. I must have missed because I shot and she tore out running, and then I got upset and I was about to start crying.
Yeah.
And he says, hold on. Put another shell in it. There's one over here.
Get it. Reload it. I know it.
So I shoved another one in there, and I shot the baby.
Oh, man. Hey,
I
it
dropped
happens.
it. I dropped it. Yeah, I didn't matter. I was proud. Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 10 years old.
10
yes.
is when you first started, right? That's what I
Yes.
thought. Hey, that is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I
But
remember. Go ahead.
we got home, and then I've been fortunate enough to know some people that have killed some really nice deer. And we lived in Uncle
We're going
Bobby.
to talk about that.
He lived in Cowan, and I got home, and Greg Macby lived across the street, same age. He's a deer killer.
Is that, that's in Cowan?
Yes.
Greg Macby. Is that
yes.
Michael Macby and them?
I don't know. I just know his dad used to kill big deer that hunted behind the cement
Used to
plant.
drive
in
that little
Cowan.
S10?
I don't know if he drove a S10
Square
or
body?
not.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
But anyway, I had mine, and I was going over there to see him, and he had a 10-pointer laid out across his Jeep. Probably a 135-inch deer. And
Back then?
Yes.
That's
a stud.
When was this? In the 80s?
It had to be.
Early 80s, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
I don't know. When's 1985? Ain't that what we try to
85?
get back to? It might not have been that long ago, but yes.
I bet it was. If you was a kid?
Yes, I was a kid.
I was born in 89, so.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to have been late 70s, early 80s.
It was a long time ago. I'm not good with dates and times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
But Greg, yeah, he smoked it with a 410 and a slug. That's what I don't know. I never confirmed that from Greg. I just know he killed a really big buck.
It could have. I mean, yeah, who cares? You know what I mean? He probably shot it at night.
No,
Back
he didn't
then.
hunt.
I know.
Never.
I'm just joking. I didn't mean that. That's a classic thing everybody says. Whenever somebody kills a big deer, well, he killed it at night.
Yeah.
That's just because they're mad about it.
Yeah, I know better.
No, I don't. I'm just playing. I don't know who he is. But back then, that's a big deer.
Yes,
That's a big deer to kill. And
it may not have been that big because I was.
Right.
I mean, I was a kid, but it was
right.
I pretty much tried to judge them by the frame.
What?
It took me a really long time to get to where I can kind of tell what I'm shooting at. Because, I mean, I come up hard out Liberty. Got one deer
It's tough
stand,
out there.
leaning tree. I couldn't hunt anywhere else because Uncle Bobby, Bill hunts, Leslie hunts out there, and we all got designated spots. And it's hard to kill a mature deer if you hunt the same spot every day.
And so do the other people if they're there.
Yeah, if they hunt around, because the deer will pattern you.
Yeah.
A mature one. Now, the stupid ones, yeah, you can go see them.
There's hunting so much out there. I think the stupid ones are even starting to pattern people out there.
I don't know. It's pretty easy out there right now, but it's going to change
Well,
this year.
there ain't been many people out there.
Yeah, well, I don't know. There's a bunch of people that hunt around. It's the Clark's hunt.
I'm talking about on that piece.
Yeah, well, Dylan goes out there pretty hardcore, and I've tried to teach him, but he's getting better.
I don't think he's putting any pressure on him the way he's hunting because we've talked about what he does.
I don't know, but he's killed some pretty good ones.
Yeah.
I mean, he finally moved back in, and he brought him home, and I'm like,
yeah,
I told him not to mount that one. Holy cow.
Yeah, he's killed some good. That last one, it wasn't this year, was it? It was year before last.
Yeah, he didn't kill one last year.
Big 9-pointer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a big deer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good rat, but that was a
It's
mature deer.
Yes.
That deer was 5, 6 years old. Could have been older than that.
Yeah. I pretty much don't really care what they score anymore. If they're at least 3.5 to 4, I like shooting. I like shooting the studs.
I'm an age. I mean, honestly, I don't care about inches. I want a mature bruiser like Tito. That deer I've got. That deer is probably 4.5. He's a 7-pointer.
Yeah.
Just a bruiser. I mean, that was the deer I was wanting at the end of the season this year. But
yeah, but I guess I got started young. And then when you start getting older and you start driving and all your buddies hunt, I mean, back when we were younger, we didn't have much to do around here. Run around, chase girls, go hunting and fishing. I mean, that's about all we done.
Yeah.
And a bunch of my friends killed big deer, and I was like, man, I got to kill one.
Back then?
Yes, back then, yes.
Mike Money and them?
Yeah, Mike's dad killed he killed one that had the tag in its ear when they first brought him in here.
Oh, yeah.
A 13
They brought them from Virginia.
I don't know where they brought it from, but it was
I'm telling you.
Big deer.
I know they come from, I think, we got Midwest deer, and then we got some for Virginia. And then I want to say that that they brought some Texas deer here. I can't remember what the third one is, but I know Virginia, and then that Midwestern deer. Atlanta, right there in Atlanta, they got the trifecta, and they have the ground that kudzu everything that's growing in bed. Do you ever watch Seek One? Have you ever seen that? Them boys that bow hunt down there in Atlanta in the city.
I don't.
They're killing booners.
I don't watch much TV.
They're killing booners in the city, and that's what happened. It's from them imported deer, and then you get they got age, genetics, and the right food, and they are just studs. I'm talking 200-inch deer.
Yeah.
And they're not small bodied. Like they're big deer. Big deer. So out Liberty. Well, yeah. Out Liberty. What year was that you fell out of that tree stand?
Oh, I don't know. Dylan was just a baby. I was working at CKR. It was 98. Because it's before I started working at Bridgestone.
Tennessee won the national championship?
Yes. Well, maybe the year before.
97.
I hired in 98 in December.
Well, it would have been 96.
No, it was 98, 97. Because I started Bridgestone in 98, December the 14th. Well, it used to take them about a year to hire you, though. So it might have been 97. Might have been 97.
Well, it was the 97 season that Tennessee won the national championship.
Yeah. Well, it was a year after.
97, then the championship was 98 because after New Year's.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Homemade deer stand.
Wooden, built up in there?
Built up stands, good spot.
They don't have them no more.
We don't have them no more. And if you ever build one, it was in the fork of a tree, and the boards were, we put the nails in from the outside. So when I tried to grab it to go over it, the nails pulled out. If we'd have put the board on the inside, the nails wouldn't have pulled through.
Right. After all them times of climbing it, it just worked its way out.
Yeah, it was pretty old, yeah.
So you pulled out, Pulled out. You flat back?
Yes, I had my backpack on my back. I always pack my clothes in because I like to walk as long as I can, as far as I can, to try to keep from spooking everything. You want to try to slip in the best you can. Had my gun. I had a night muzzleloader when they first came out. So that ought to give you about the year.
Yeah.
I can't, just the ones you buy at Walmart.
Yeah.
It's a good muzzleloader, though. Had it strapped across my back. And I remember I was getting ready to go up in. I got back there after work. It was late. It was probably 3:30. But when you're in the fields, you don't have to be there till late. You only need the last hour.
Yeah. You can almost get in when they're coming out.
Yeah.
If you got the right access.
Yeah, and I grabbed a hold of the board, and instead of going under it, I was going to go over the top of it. And when I pulled it, I remember the board came out, and it was like I hung in midair for, I don't know, an eternity. I remember thinking on the way down, man, I ain't never going to hit it. When it first came, I'm like, well, I'm fixing to die. And then when I started falling, I remember thinking, I'm never going to hit the ground. I mean, I fell that long.
Just waiting on it.
And I was very fortunate and very lucky. There was a ditch. And I don't know if it made it better or worse. And the gun being across my back, I don't know. But
backpack with clothes in it.
Backpack with clothes, set of coveralls, and then my gun too.
Yeah.
When I fell, my feet went down in the ditch, and it kind of shot them up the other side and slammed me back against my back.
Yeah.
And I heard the muzzleloader stop breaking. I'm like, oh man, I have broke my back.
Yeah. Yeah. You heard that crack.
I heard the crack.
I'm paralyzed because I didn't feel it.
Yes. I was afraid to move. And then I started moving, and I'm like, man, I guess I'm okay. And then I guess adrenaline was also pumped up, and I got up, and I wasn't up in the mountain, so I just had to walk across the field.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the strength to carry my muzzleloader, so I kind of drug it. I had a hold of the barrel, and the rest of it was dragging with a sling behind me.
Yeah.
Rumped my good muzzleloader.
Yeah.
Man.
You don't think you could have finished that hunt out?
I don't think so. I couldn't have shot him there.
Was it a good day?
It was a very good day. Yes. Wind was right.
If that pressure was up over 30, I probably would have tried to stick it out. But your muzzleloader was broke.
Yeah. I hit the ground so hard. I used to shoot Walker bullets. They're like maxi balls, but they kind of they got a wedge in them. Ray Judge invented them. When you shoot them off, the pressure from the gun will drive the wedge up and it'll swell the bullet out and make it hit the rifle and engage. Get some good velocities out of them, man. But they would kick out of them old muzzle loaders. Oh, man, they kick. But it knocked it all the way. It was sticking out the end of the barrel when it hit the ground.
Yeah.
Hit that hard.
That's wild.
Very lucky.
I remember that. Yeah. I remember it. That's wild, man.
And it was before, I think, my physical at Bridgestone was scheduled. And, man, I couldn't hold a glass of water out for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Broke some ribs.
No, yes. You needed it because I remember you needed you get a good job like that back then. You just everything's banking on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I was still working at CKR at that time, and we had my boss's name. I was in Tool and Die. He's Dennis Stinson. He's passed away now, but he was a good guy. I remember coming to work and I was all bandaged up, and Dennis looked at me and he says, "What happened to you?"
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, "I fell out of a deer stand, Dennis." He says, "Get back in the corner and don't let nobody see you."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was a good boss.
Yeah, man, they don't make them like that no more. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you. I don't know if you listened to an episode of mine a while back. It's called "You're Not a Better Hunter Than Me. You Just Have a Better Spot." Think you might have heard it?
Yeah, I listened to some of it.
You got anything on that subject? I know you do.
I don't know.
You don't want to make nobody mad?
I ain't worried about making nobody mad.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I mean, we all got different opportunities.
Yeah.
But times change. Like, just for me, example, back when I was coming up, I've got some really good friends. One of them's Barry Isbell.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, he hunted in Huntland, and I hunted up here. So, I mean, and he will tell you, and I can see it, all us hunting back in the day, if it was brown and it had a horn that was 3 inches long, it wasn't making it to the season.
Yeah.
You have maybe 1 or 2 bucks that live to see 2.5. And then the big ones that get killed are usually 3.5 years old that somehow they get pushed around and they make it through somehow by the grace of God.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a few people of them big farmers, but most of the really big deer used to come from Huntland, and I think they still do.
Well, a lot of them do.
Yeah.
A lot of them do. I had one come in here a couple weeks ago. Bailey Gill killed one from down there. It's a 150-inch deer.
Lincoln County's got some big deer, too.
Yep. Yep. Barry's got big deer in Cowan.
Yeah.
On the mountain.
Yeah. University of the South.
Real big deer.
University of the South.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance to hunt on the walking trail, you need to go.
What was that hunt? What hunting club was you on?
Oh, man. I was in Dry Creek.
Dry Creek. Who all was on that with you?
We had Jason McGee. I can't remember all of them. Jonathan Plunkett, Barry. There was a couple more that I didn't know them that well, but they were all pretty good hunters.
Is Catfish and Peanut and all them on that?
He owns the land below it, and then he ended up, I think there's a vet that's from Murfreesboro that bought what we hunted on.
A vet from that sounds about right.
I think he owns a whole bunch of land around here.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And I think Catfish and Rodney Hill developed it for him. And where I killed Blades was a saddle. And it used to just be a top, man. It was awesome. Moose used to hunt with us. I don't know Moose's real name, but he's a good hunter. Duncan, I think is his last name. But I'm not sure. Forgive me, Moose. But he killed some big deer too.
That's nice of you to think that somebody would be listening to this podcast.
Yeah. Well, you never know, Eric. It's a different time. If we'd had cell phones when I was a kid, my grandmama would have killed me.
Oh, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. You know, I've ran into my cell phones have gotten me into my own
and that might be why some of these old school people don't like to put their picture out there. I know.
No, they do. They do put their picture out there.
Right
what
now,
I'm saying.
My fishing buddy Gary Fulmer, if I take a picture in his boat, he throws a fit. He's like, "You ain't putting that on the internet."
No, I'm talking about the people that say, "I don't want to do that."
Yeah. Well, Gary don't do it.
They're posting all this stuff on the internet.
I had to twist his arm to get him to take a picture of him.
Yeah.
When we're doing a fish fry.
I mean, there's a bunch of them like that.
Yeah, but
well, what? So was Blades the last deer you killed up there?
He's the last one I killed up there.
Why?
We didn't get to hunt there anymore. It kind of sold the year after that.
So nobody hunted that club after that.
No, that was kind of the last year.
Really?
Yeah, and it sold to that guy, and then Catfish and them developed it. I don't know who hunts up there now. Just, I think maybe the vet. I think his name's Steve, but I don't know him. Dylan knows who he is.
Why? Dylan in cahoots with him?
I don't know. I wish he was to get me back in there. I won't shoot nothing small, I promise. We had some good memories up there. Seth killed his first deer up there. Dylan killed a couple up there. Dylan killed a stud. It's a 7-pointer. Probably wouldn't score 100 inches, but I'll promise you,
just a bruiser.
A bruiser. Yeah. Yes,
that's a good one. That's a good one. That blade story, from what I can remember, and I want you to tell it to me again because I can't remember. I just remember there being fog and mist being told in that majestic story.
Not when I killed him. That was the first good one I killed up there. I kind of had to grow up and develop into a hunter.
It wasn't the fog and mist story.
No, that's the first 130-inch deer I ever killed.
Okay.
Yes.
I remember majestic, me just sitting there listening to it. You would be like, there was fog and he stepped through the mist.
Yes, that was a good hunt.
And I stabbed him.
I didn't stab him. I long shot him. I double lunged him.
Yeah.
But yeah.
With a rifle.
With my 300 WSM.
Yeah.
Yes.
30 yards. He's in bow range too, probably.
Yes. I couldn't hit him with a rock. Yes. That was probably one of the better hunts of my life. And just like you want to talk about opportunities, I mean, it started out. I wasn't going for me. I had Dylan and I put a blind up, kind of like on the side of a clear cut, a big draw, the deer cross. There's a lot of deer movement there, and if there's a mature buck, he's going to come through there.
The draw was like a bit up the head of a big ditch or something.
Yeah,
That's what you're talking about.
Yes, kind of like a funnel.
Yeah,
and a big clear cut all around it, and they live in a clear cut. And then if you get them to come out, you can kill them. And I had Dylan down there, and I had an old Summit. It's still up in the mountain. I left it on a tree.
All my climbing stands are still in the mountain, and that's where they're going to rot. They're going to rot. Yeah. I ain't never getting in a freaking climbing stand again.
I love my climbers, but this is the old Summit, and it's, I don't know. I got it from Barry. It was a good one, but I mean, I'm too big for it now. And I put it on a tree, and I put him down there, and that's probably 150 yards from him on the other side from the way they're supposed to come. And I climbed up in the tree, and about 7 o'clock, man, it started raining. And it was raining. I didn't have a rain suit. The clothes back in the day sucked.
Yeah.
We got some good stuff now. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
If it wicks well, you will dry out and you will stay warm.
Yeah. Yeah. If you know how to layer, you're going to be just fine. With nothing on.
I weighed about 250 pounds when I was 135.
Oh, with clothes on?
With clothes wet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I come out of the old Summit, and I remember thinking, Dylan's in the blind. He don't get to hunt much. He ain't never killed a big one. So I'm going to go away from him, and I'm going to do a little scouting. So I started walking around like the top of the ridge, and I got in a pretty thick spot of clear cut, and man, I found a rub. I mean, a good sized rub. I mean, mature rub. You can find little rubs, and big bucks rub little trees, but big buck sign, and once you see it, it's different.
Yeah.
And I mean, I found like a crossroads, and I found a couple of pretty good rubs, and then I found a pretty fresh scrape, and I remember thinking, man, I need to just sit down right here. It's quit raining, and it got foggy. You couldn't see 15, 20 yards.
Yeah, like that mountain fog. Yes. It just rolls through.
It was coming up out of the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes, and I remember thinking, if I keep walking, I'm going to spook something because I can't sit still. And there was just an old tree, and I sat down on the tree, and I bet I didn't sit there 15 minutes. And I saw something jump over. He jumped over a limb and was standing 15 yards from me. And I'm like, holy cow, that's finally one big enough for me to shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real deer.
Yeah. And I pulled my gun up, and he couldn't see me because I was behind a tree, and I had to lean out.
Yeah.
And I shot him.
Yeah.
I remember when I touched it off, he took off running, and I'm like, man, this is a 300. First deer I ever shot with a 300.
Yeah.
I was shooting 180 grain Sierras at like 3150. So that's a lot of death. It's a lot of smack.
That's why it ran.
Yeah.
That's how fast it went through his head.
Yeah. But I shot him, and he took off, and I've probably made a bunch of bad shots in my day. I used to get buck fever, and I think that's what keeps us going when we get excited. But I mean,
man, yeah.
First time in my life, I didn't get buck fever. I remember looking at it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm fixing to shoot this one. And I shot, and then he run off. But I guess just being, kind of cautious, I sat there, and I'm like, I believe I missed him because he didn't kick. He didn't mule kick. He just turned and went down the mountain. So I gave it about maybe 30 minutes, and I couldn't take it anymore. And I walked over to where he was standing, and there was my bullet stuck in a tree. And then I looked down and there was a couple pieces of lung on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
He went about 20 yards.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I had that 300 WSM. Every one of them I shot ran a long way.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
I hadn't had one go further than 25, 20,
Yeah.
but I've had them go that far.
Well, I mean, what I mean by a long way is probably like 80, anywhere from 60 to 100 yards. I mean, they're dead, but they run a long way. You know what rifle that they didn't run on? Oh, I don't know. I guess whatever you get at Walmart, I guess. Maybe some bullets you loaded. No, you didn't load none of them for me.
If you'd have shot mine, he wouldn't have went that far.
Well, I don't do none of that, But you know what rifle I didn't ever have deer run with? I killed every deer I ever shot with it. That Model 7 243.
Pop gun. You're killing me here.
I was a kid.
I know.
That was the best rifle I ever had.
I know.
I'm telling you, that was the best rifle I ever had.
You got to hit them right.
Well,
that big 300 WSM will make up for a lot of bad shots.
Yeah.
If you hunt in the mountain, you may not get you may have to take a bad shot.
Oh, trust me. Well, I guess it's worse with a rifle.
Yeah.
When you're shooting that far.
Well, it ain't that. It don't matter how far it is.
Well, I mean, there's just more objects in your way. Yeah. Is what I mean, which would make it, I would assume, would make it harder. But like when I'm hunting, like Bear Hollow, when I'm bow hunting. It's I've got two. If I have 2 lanes to shoot through, like I'm doing good, in the spots. So it's tough. I could imagine if I was trying to make a 100-yard shot, what you'd be trying to shoot through.
Well, I don't try to shoot them that far. I try to get them as close as I can.
Right. But how it is. You get them big long. I know at Bear Hollow, it drops off. You hit a bench and then it'd drop off and kind of turn like that way. And you could see good 100, 150 yards.
I had one spot on the hunting club where you could climb. There's a logging road, and up above it I think it was Paul Yoder used to own the land, but I don't think he owns it anymore. I think he sold it. But the logging road was kind of like the property line, and you could walk down, and I only climbed 8 foot, but it was like a bluff, and you could shoot probably 300-400 yards.
Yeah.
But if you shoot a deer that far in the mountain and you don't know where he was standing when you shot him,
yeah,
you are not going to find him.
No, absolutely not. Unless something just ripped him open and he's just pouring everything he's got out. But what's the odds of that?
Yeah, not good.
Not good. Not good.
That 8-pointer I killed up there that you liked, that I got skull mounted, I had Dylan. He was in that same blind. It was a different year, and I'd went around to the bluff, and I was hunting behind him this time on the other side of him, and I climbed up in a tree, and it was probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and here come a doe, and she was barreling down the mountain, and you know what that means.
Yeah.
So I was pushing her.
Absolutely.
So I got up and I got ready, and sure enough, here he come. He was running down that logging road to the middle of clear cut.
That 8-pointer? You talking about that 8-pointer? Yeah.
He was probably 150 yards, and he would not stop. So I charged one off, and I hit him kind of back. But, I mean, it stopped him.
It's a dead deer.
It blowed a hole in him. I saw the hole immediately. It was like that big, and I'm like, holy cow. So I bolted another one in it, put it through his neck, and he didn't go anywhere.
He's hunched up, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
he hunched up after throwing up the first time.
He just wanted to throw up.
Yeah, but that's why I like that 300.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right.
If they stand still, I could shoot them with that little 243, but I'm not a good shot.
Yeah, well, I just, like what you said, talking about why we do it, that adrenaline, I lost the want to, or the fact that just the excitement there for a long time of, I mean, you see, like my girl, I've got 115-inch deer, 110-inch deer stacked to the freaking ceiling in there. That it's the same thing. It was the same thing, shooting with a rifle, shooting the same buck pretty much all the time. And like, I couldn't do that no more. And that's why I started bow hunting. And it was, when I shot my first deer with a bow, that was exciting. Don't get me wrong. That was exciting. And I was like, oh, I like this. This was fun. I want to do this. But then when I started playing that game of chess with one, picking one out, and then hunting him, and then you get it, and then when you finally kill that deer, 3 steps from your tree, man, hey, like I said, I think I said it last week, is like the reason why people do heroin to just ruin their life. Like that was the feeling of it. I mean, Karen has a FaceTime video when I called her right after that, and I'm looking into it, and I'm just convulsing, shaking. You know what I mean? It was awesome. Like when that arrow hit him, I could hear his breath come out. That's how close he was to me. I mean, it was freaking awesome. And I hunted that deer for a month, hard on him for a month. Like the actual game started for a month. I was hunting him before that, but it started. And I had him like 2 days before that. I had him. He was on 2 does bedded down. And he come out and I hit them rattle. I was hit them horns together and he come out. I got him on video. He's standing there watching me. And he turned. He'd just go back. He went back in that thicket with them does. He didn't come out. I went back out there the next day. I was sitting there. I didn't see a damn deer all day. Wind was kind of blowing, coming from the south. It had switched that day. It was north the day before. And coming out of the south that next day. Said I didn't see nothing. And I was not expecting him to come from that bed again. Hey, about 10 minutes till dark, I had my camera, everything set up right there off his hill. Because when they come out right there, I got that shooting lane. And when they come out, when they're visible, if you don't catch them coming off that hill before, if you don't see something up there, he's sub 10 right there when he comes out. And I was frustrated. Like I said, I hadn't seen him. Because at that spot, I see deer like constantly. And nothing. And I heard, and I looked over. I didn't have my camera, nothing on. Nothing. He was already at 10. He was going home. He was moving. I just grabbed that bow. I swear it was all swoop, one swoop. Boom. Nah. He just stopped. I mean, when he stopped, he didn't look around. He went, looked at me. And I'm low. I got my one stick in this little, I bet it's not as big around as my torso of a tree. And I mean, it branches up and like 8. My feet probably wasn't 4 or 5 foot above his head. He just looked right at me. And I hit right below his spine. That's how close I was because I put the pin where I was supposed to put it, like if I was shooting him at 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how close I was. I shot 6 inches high. You know what? Because I didn't think about it. I just reacted. That deer, it hit right below his spine. And when it hit, I couldn't believe I didn't get a pass through. I'm like, where is my arrow? What in the hell? Well, I sat there, waited a couple hours. I called Scotty to come over and help me track him. But there was blood. The reason there was blood because he was cut on the bottom. I guess that arrow hit something. When it hit, it went straight down. Because when I found him, my arrow was sticking, the fletchings were hanging on, sticking right out of his belly. That arrow didn't leave the string probably that much before it went into that deer.
I shot a doe one time. This is back before mechanicals with my bow. And she was probably, we used to get really high, about maybe 25 foot up.
Yeah.
And she was probably about 5 or 6 yards. So I'm shooting straight down.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of hit her on the shoulder. And her shoulder blade turned the arrow. And it sliced her, probably about 12 inches right down the side of her shoulder.
Yeah.
She jumped about 2 yards and started licking on it. And I kept waiting on her to fall. And the arrow did not go in.
Uh-uh.
And I just let her feed off. I'm like, holy cow, how did she not die? And then it dawned on me.
Yeah. It didn't go in.
Yeah, it didn't go in. Yeah.
That damn shoulder blade, boy,
yeah, you got to be careful with a bow.
It's tough. I mean, yeah, hell, I've seen it stopped rifle bullets before.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Muzzleloader.
Yeah.
I had it happen to me on a muzzleloader, a big chocolate horn 9-pointer up here one year. I shot, and it was like 35, 40 yards. I mean, I hammered him right in the shoulder. He didn't stop. He was coming off the hill. I tried to stop him. I was in a Summit Viper climbing stand that day.
I got one of those.
And
it's a good stand.
And I shot him. Boom! That deer, he took off down at the bottom, crossed up over that little lake part right there, laid down. I watched him lay down. He laid down, and I was watching him through the scope. Muzzleloader. Should have been reloading, but I wasn't. Just watching him through the scope, and I watched him put his head down. Yeah, I started calling. I killed a good. I got him. I got him. I started climbing down. I took about 3 moves, and I heard. And I turned around, looked. I said, "Oh my God! I hope that wasn't that damn. There ain't no way it was that deer. Ain't no way." I got down, looked over there. There wasn't a deer laying there. I never found that deer. Scotty Sudbury looked for that deer for over a week. Never found him. That was a good deer. Good deer.
The biggest one I ever shot, I never found. Out
Liberty, yeah. I remember this story.
Mm.
Don't
ever count your chickens before your eggs hatch.
Yeah, it's happened to me twice. I've shot 2 deer that I watched lay down and by the time I got there, they were gone.
I didn't watch this one lay down. I watched him run off, but he got his life saved. I got 3 shots off at him. And every time I touch it off when he was running, I'd see a tree blow up. And that daggum 270 Winchester, I love them, but a 130 grain bullet is not enough.
Ain't enough.
Not enough.
Not to shoot through a tree.
Not to shoot in the mountains. You might get lucky, and I killed them for years with it. They won't move out of their tracks.
Yeah.
But if you make a bad shot, it ain't going to save you. Yeah.
You know, I'd say, you know, out of Dad wasn't a hunter, you know, but I tell people most of the time, most everybody I tell, you're the one that really probably got me into hunting. Dad got me started. He took me the first time, you know, and everything. That got me in it.
Is that it? The one you killed at Lalonde's house?
No. It's out there? It's in the garage.
Okay.
It's in the garage, but after that, you know, all the in-betweens of juveniles and stuff, you know, you used to take me. I'd say it was you. Literally, you're the only person in the family. Me and you were literally the only people in the family hunt.
Yeah, I know.
Besides Dylan, you know what I mean? But
Seth goes a little bit, but he's a pretty boy.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like
Seth reminds me a lot of Jonathan Plunkett. He can go hunting one time, and whatever the biggest one in the mountain's going to walk by him, and he's going to kill it.
Right. That's all he has to go.
Yeah.
That's all he has to do.
It don't work like that for me.
He don't understand why you're struggling. I don't know why you're struggling.
Yeah.
You know, good spots. That's it. That's why. But yeah, I remember spending the night at your house, laying on the couch, not being able to sleep, getting that little red S10, listening to 102.9 The Buzz, that heavy metal, going out there, walking up the mountain, pitch black, dark. Remember that morning you come back down? We walked up the mountain. You put me off in them rocks, and you went on up to your spot. And I remember you finally come back down. I've been waiting. God, I'm ready to go. You know how it is when you're young. I'm ready to go.
You got all day, Eric.
I do now, you know. But you know, remember when you're young, I was like, God, I'm ready to go. And you come back down, you said, are you okay? I was like, yeah, why? And I was sitting in all that poison ivy. That was the day I realized I wasn't allergic to it.
Yeah, me neither. Thank the Lord.
Yeah. I freaked out. You were like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, wow, what's up? And you're like, it was a thick spot. It looked good. You know, it's a good spot to get in.
You got to have cover.
Yeah. And you were like, oh, you like, that's poison ivy and poison oak.
Yeah.
I said, hell, I think I'm okay. I'll never forget just hoping. I was like, God, I hope this don't start showing up on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that was you taking me out there all the time, you know. Liberty, that was the only place we had.
Yeah, that's all.
But then we had grandma's, you know, eventually. But
we didn't really have many deer when I was younger at grandma's. Yeah. And then I don't know, I did see one. I mean, a really good one year, and I think I was in high school, and I was walking down the road to catch the bus, and I remember there was an 8-point, and it was probably bow season, the end of bow season, and it's forks. They were shining. They were like ivory white. Yeah. And I remember thinking, man, that deer in front of him is twice the deer he is, but he ain't got no horns. And I went in the house, and I'd bought a 6.5 by 55 Swiss from Ray Judge. Really accurate gun.
Yeah.
But
he built it?
No, it was a Swedish Mauser.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was one like Oswald used when he did what he did. It wasn't so good.
Yeah.
But I went back in the house, and I got it, and I had like
shoots good, quick.
Yeah. But I just had a Tasco scope. It's the first time I was tempted to break the law. It was bow season, and I had a bow. Yeah. And he was in the back field.
He was too far.
No, he wasn't too far.
For the bow?
He wasn't too far for that 6.5.
No, I know. He was too far for the bow.
He was definitely too far for the bow. Yeah. And I had about 20 minutes to catch the school bus with George Reed, or he'd be whooping me and leaving me. And then Papa would have whooped me. Yeah. But I went in the house and got the gun, and I come back out, and I scoped up the one in the back, the 8-pointer, and I mean, he was a good deer. I mean, I was young then and didn't really know. Yeah. But I mean, you know. Oh, yeah. And then I remember thinking, man, that deer in front is just huge. And I put the gun up on him, and you couldn't count the horns. He was in full velvet, and it was just huge.
Oh, he was still in velvet?
Past his ears. And I mean, about a 5-gallon bucket over his head. It was a good deer.
One of the biggest deer I've seen still. In all the spots I've hunted, one of the biggest deer I come down when we built our house, we were living there. I come down the steps to go to school that morning, and he was coming up that middle tree line on our side, on that side, the airport side, you know. Yeah. He was coming up it, and there was 3. He was running 3 does. I'll never forget it. He had his head down, boom, bumping all 3 of them. And I mean, this deer, I bet he was 25, 26 inches straight up over his head. I mean, I remember big, long G2s and main beams coming around. Yeah. And I'll never forget it. I can close my eyes right now, and I can see it, him bumping those does like that.
Well, you know what Papa said?
Mom! I said, I'm about to shoot.
Yeah.
Mom, I'm about to shoot. She's in there getting ready, you know. I bet it was 10 degrees outside. I put my boots on. I was in my underwear. Right outside, I went out there and went to the prawn hub in that frozen cornfield, and he started trotting off. He went through that middle tree line, went to the back tree line back there in the backfield behind Grandma's. Took off. He was in the tree line, and I took off down by the barn and got right there off that little ditch in front of the barn. Went back down to the prawn. My nipples were fro. I mean, I was jacked. My torso was jacked up. I mean, it was the frost on the cornstalk type pros. You know what I mean? Hard. Yes. And I'll never forget when I got there, I was waiting for him to come out of that tree line. He had already come out because we know how I seen him. I seen a tree just rocking in that back tree line hub. He was giving it hell. And I was trying, I could see him. I could see his face in the scope, you know. And then I'll never forget it. I can close my eyes and see it too. That white tail he was going across Jones's field towards Georgia Crossing back that way. Yeah. That's still, to this day, one of the biggest deer I've ever seen. Yeah. Or had in a scope.
That's top 3 ones I seen, and I was in junior high.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a long time ago.
That was a stud. He was trying to get them all. He was running all the does.
Yeah. Which brings us back to my evolution. You know, when I first started, if it's brown, it's down.
Yeah.
And then I hunted for years, and I had that one opportunity at Liberty, and I messed it up. I shot. I remember saw him come out. He stuck his head out and walked around a tree, and I remember thinking, man, I'm going to Barry's house.
Yeah, I better show all my friends.
Yes, and I remember thinking, oh, and this is a good learning point for everybody. And it didn't dawn on me I got to talking to Barry about it, but I was in a bad habit. I was in a rut. When you're in the mountain and you're hunting, you get out in front of them, and you find a clearing, and then when you see her and he's coming in it, you touch her off and you let him go. Well, that's fine and dandy when they're going broadside, but when they're walking straight at you, and this is the mistake I made, he was at like 25, 30 yards when I first saw him. He stuck his head out, walked around a tree, walking straight to me. And I remember thinking, man, I'm going to Barry's. He hadn't never killed one this big. I mean, this is a good deer.
Yeah.
And
I'm fixing to, I'm fixing
to show him what I can do. I don't have good spots to hunt, but I mean, this is my opportunity.
I ain't got a damn good spot. This deer done showed up, so Barry and everybody, I'm fixing to show it off.
I'm fixing to go.
And going to the check-in station, baby, taking
270 ADL, 130 grain bullets, and I got them pumped up there like 3,050 feet a second. So it's going to kill him. I mean, and I don't know. I remember I had a thought in the back of my mind, like, put your elbow on your knee and get a brace. And I remember thinking, man, I shoot grapefruits at 100 yards offhanded. I don't need to get a brace. This is a chip shot. Should have got a brace. I should have slowed down. And I should have kept him in the scope the whole time. But instead, I got out in front of him, and then I saw him walk in. And when he walked into the picture, I started squeezing the trigger. And when I touched it off, I blew his front leg about off.
Oh, God.
Just shot down the outside. Didn't get in his body cavity, because if I'd have got that 130 in his body cavity, he'd have been done.
Yeah.
And then he started running, and I shucked another one in it, and I hit a tree like 15 yards. And then I shot another one off about 15 yards on the backside of me. He was very lucky. Tree got between me and him, but he probably died. But I looked for him for about 2 weeks, and I never found anything. But yeah, that was.
What was it? What do you think he was?
He was at least a 10-pointer, and his brow tines were like that. They were at least 10 inches long.
Big, tall one.
His eyes, he was so close.
A bunch of trash.
He was up all night.
Oh, yeah.
His eyes were bloodshot. It was 10:30. It was mist and rain, and it was just one of those days, man, when you want to get up and go home. And I just sat there long enough and see him.
Yeah. Oh, man, I love those days.
But I messed it up. Well, and at that point in my life,
it happens most of the time. It happens most of the time.
Well, you got to mess up before you learn.
That's right.
Unfortunately.
That's right. Most people.
Yeah. And then, I mean, that was about the time in my life when I met Mary, and Barry is a very good hunter, and he's super intelligent on how you need to do things and
Yeah.
being practical and how you can be more successful.
Yeah.
And when I told him about it, he said, "Why did you get in front of him, Ross? Why didn't you keep him in the scope the whole way?" And I remember, I'm like, what is he talking about?
You told me to do this.
Yeah.
You set me up for failure.
No, he told me to keep the gun on him.
Oh.
Uncle Bobby's the one that taught me. He's like, you get out in front of him and you find
Oh,
a clearing.
God, Uncle Bobby.
Well,
He didn't
Uncle
hunt, did he?
Well, I mean, that's what I had.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He carried me.
Yeah.
He carried me, but
Uncle
there's a difference. I mean, mountain hunting
If he was running, yeah.
is different than being in a field.
He's talking about shooting ducks.
Yeah. But anyway, after that, I mean, I hunted for several years and I didn't get another opportunity to see anything 130-inch plus. I mean, where we hunt, me and Leslie, we was in like a competition, man. We got a killer limit every year.
Yeah.
So it don't matter if it's a spike, and I got a 12-power scope. They couldn't hide a 3-inch horn from me.
Yeah.
My wife still makes fun of me because I probably got about 30 racks of spikes.
Yeah, the skull cap with the 2 little points coming up.
I'm ashamed to say they're 11 pointers. So
Yeah.
it's 11 pointer.
Yeah.
I've killed several of them.
Yeah.
And then Barry got me in the hunting club, and one of the first things that he told me, I mean, I started hunting, and 8-pointer better. But then there comes a point, and it ain't for everybody. I mean, you kind of got to mature into it. And, I was thinking, 8-pointer or better. Well, I can't count their points. And I sat there, and the first year I hunted, I don't think I killed one. But I saw a bunch of bucks, and I'm not used to seeing a bunch of bucks. And, I let them go. And then I talking to Barry, I kept seeing one, and I'm like, man, I seen this sucker. He's an 8-pointer, Barry. He's got to be a good one. I mean, I've got him outsmarted. I got my spot picked out. I can get in. I'm above them. They're traveling the bench below me. They don't know I've been there. I can back out. I can pretty much, I see him every time I go.
Yeah.
As long as I got the wind in my face, I've got him. And Barry's like, if you're having to think about it, Ross, he's too small.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, he's killing me. He's killing me. He's killing me.
Ever since I heard that one, I've used that one too.
And then I went one day, man, and I got weak. I was sitting in the blind around there, and I got in there, and it was a good day, and it was snowing, and I'm like, oh. And then he started coming up. He started coming up the mountain this time.
This is some Bill Jordan real tree type.
Yeah, this is
right
real
here.
tree stuff right here.
Right here.
Got the big 300 on go.
Yeah.
And he's coming up the mountain, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm fixing to light him up.
Yeah.
And I couldn't take it. And I got on the trigger, and I killed him. It was late in the year. He wouldn't score 100 inches.
3-year-old?
No, 2-year-old.
2-year-old?
Little baby. I mean, baby. And Barry was sick. And I remember I shot him, and he run. I lunged him. And he was down the mountain about 2 benches, so he run a little ways. And I didn't, the blood, there wasn't very much blood because he was kind of quartering to me, so I didn't really get an exit. It lodged in his hand. You got to poke 2 holes if you want a blood trail.
Yeah.
Got to have 2.
And
one
with
to
a
let
rifle,
the blood out.
Well, but with a rifle, a lot of time, it's usually high enough that a lot of blood ain't going to come out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Unless you get that angle. Unless you're shooting from a tree stand, you get an angle and the exit's low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I remember I went and got Barry, and he was sick, and we found it, and he come over there to help me get it out. And Barry hadn't got a big foot, but he put his foot on the rack of the deer, and I remember thinking, man, that's little. Barry told me that was a little buck.
Yeah.
And he kicked it, and, we got it up and got it out there. And then after that, I started kind of thinking, it's just different.
Those moments,
moment.
Right? Those are the moments that you have to have.
Yeah. You got to have
And if somebody tells you that they don't have that moment, they're lying.
Yeah. I agree with that.
They are. If they don't have that moment, they're lying. You have to have those moments to realize it. I've had them. I've had them multiple times.
That was probably my first strike in the hunting club.
Yeah.
And then it might have been the same year because I think I limited out that year. I got up
on 2-year-olds.
Yes, on babies. This one, the second one was probably first rack it ever had.
Yeah.
And I got an opinion on that too. But it was 9-pointer. Basket rack 9. Good genetics, good long points, just a basket rack. Probably a 95-pound deer.
Yeah.
But I got in the tree.
He's going to be a good one.
He would have definitely been a hoss.
He was going to be a good one.
I got in a tree early that morning, and man, the coyotes were yipping and yapping, and they were yelling, and I got all pumped up.
Yeah.
and a coyote come running around the mountain, and I busted a coyote.
Yeah.
Popped him. Bam. 75 yards. Dead. He was laying down there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that was a good shot. And it wasn't 45 minutes. I had 2 bucks come slipping around the mountain. And in a clear cut, when the sun hits a horn, if it's 2 inches long, it looks huge.
Yeah.
It looks huge from 100 yards.
You put light on something, it makes everything look big.
So
2 inches wider, 4 inches longer.
I had these 2 bucks slipping around the mountain, and they slipped up the same way the coyotes come. I guess they smelled them.
Yeah.
Because they were following them.
Yeah.
And he got up there, and I was okay. I wasn't going to shoot. And he put his nose down on that dead coyote, and then he got spooked, and I'm like, oh, something come over me. So I wasted him.
Ready to end my season.
Yeah. I shot him and killed him. And then Barry they were upset about that one.
Yeah.
I probably almost got kicked out of the hunting club, and that was my first year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not used to seeing fork-torn deer. I mean, not a lot of them.
Yeah. You're used to seeing spikes.
Yes. And in the mountain, when you get up in the mountain, I mean, you hunt, and where we were at in the mountain, you're going to disagree with me on this, but like the bucks, in October, they disappear, and you don't see them again until Christmas, the week of Christmas.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that at all.
They vanish. And I believe that the deer on the mountain are not in heat. The does are not in heat at that time.
They're not.
And the rut don't start until the week of Christmas where we were hunting.
They're probably just now finishing up the rut.
Okay, so
right
we
now.
do agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I've still got my camera running on Bear Hollow.
Okay.
They're still running around.
I'm proud of you.
Both sets of antlers on both sides. They're running right now.
Yes, a bunch of people don't.
And it is March.
That.
It's March.
Yes.
I guarantee you, they just finished the rut. There's probably does still going to come into heat. You know, they did down at the proving grounds. These does they've been going 5 to 6 cycles. You know how far that runs into? That has fawns being born in going into all year. I mean, once it spreads out that many cycles, they'll be born every freaking month.
That brings me back to another part, like the 9-pointer I kill. I mean, if they breed late, they're going to be button bucks. So their first set of horns may be small enough you don't see them.
And that's why it's getting some of these bucks.
Yes.
They're in a weird stage.
And in their next year,
you can't
they're going
tell
to be.
If they're 2, or you can't tell what's going on with it because they're getting bred late like this, and they're a weird age.
Yes, I believe that. I believe a lot of good deer get killed. I think around here where we hunt, at 3.5 years old, you can pretty much tell what they're going to be, but they got to be at least 3.5.
Yeah,
and you got some 2-year-olds with the button bucks that come in there that have really good racks that get mistaken for 3s. I think, and get shot early. Yeah. But then you get to another thing. I mean, at the point in my hunting career, if I shoot one that's 130 or less, it's not going to do anything for me. But now Dylan or Seth, they need to waste it.
Well, I mean, I say, so on that one, I agree on the inch-wise thing, but with me, where I'm bow hunting at here.
Well, you only kill what you got.
That's exactly right. So, and I'm not going to not hunt.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm picking the most mature deer that I have. And here, in the spots that I have, that deer right there, 117 inch, 120, 125 inches, those have been the biggest deer, most mature deer that I've had in that area.
I had never killed a really big one with my bow. I killed one in Estill with Gary's, probably maybe 110-inch deer.
So, you can only kill what's there. And it is what it is. If you're doing that, if you're disciplined and you're killing the deer that you're hunting and it's the most mature deer on the property, hey, you're doing it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You can't go by the inches if you want. You can, but
there's a lot more strategy in bow hunting.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. The inches, I'm not counting inches as success for me. What my goal is I'm hunting a deer. I'm outsmarting a deer and killing that deer. So that's what Major gave me a hard time the other day about my goal this year. I killed that deer in Oklahoma, and my goal, I wanted to kill 2 bucks in 2 days in 2 states. He said, you got all excited. That deer you killed wasn't even that big.
It's bigger than anything
I said, Major, I didn't get excited over how big the deer was. I got excited over I accomplished a goal that I set for myself. That's what I was excited for. It could have been a damn 5-pointer that come through there, and I shot him. And that's what my goal was. I didn't set a goal to kill 240-inch bucks in 2 states. I set a goal to kill 2 bucks. And that's what it is. You know, it's what it is. But I have good deer that I've let walk in this spot for 3 years. I have 4 good deer that's made it off the program that I have set in my head for it. I've got some good deer coming back next year that I think is going to break 130 inches at that spot here in this county.
One of the biggest things that kind of changed me was like, you know, before I got in the hunting club with Barry and, you know, I started trying to be selective. If you see it and it's brown and, you know, it's got a horn, it's forked horns, you're going to shoot it and you're going to be happy. I'd get tore up, man. A doe would walk out and I'd get tore up. And then I got in the hunting club with Barry and them, and that first year I killed those 2, so I was still getting tore up. And then I probably went a year without killing a buck. I hunted it, and I just kept on. I'm like, man, I'm thinking about it. That's too small. I started trying to look at their nose. It's not past his nose, you know. It's not past his ears.
So what are you doing that for?
I'm trying to kill a big one.
Why, for you?
For me, yes, for me.
That's what I'm asking. Because at what point are you making yourself miserable and not because you love to hunt, right?
Yeah, well, it wasn't miserable. I really enjoyed seeing the deer. I mean,
well, that's fine, but because what we have talked about over the past, I'd say, couple of years, I feel like you hate it.
Yeah,
you don't want to go.
Oh, well, that's now because I don't have anywhere where I feel like
you can't go kill a booner.
Yeah, I can't kill 130-inch deer. So you know,
if I go, they're
hunting,
here.
I'm going doe hunting.
So I mean, that's
or
what I'm saying.
I'm going to take Oakley.
Well, because I understand that, right? I understand that, but I mean, like,
I've had my time in the sun,
and I completely understand that, and I agree. But I know you want to hunt,
yeah,
because you love it. I know you do.
Yeah, but I just don't
but
have
you just
much
can't
time.
It just can't be. It can't just be based on inches.
Well, you got to
for you to go do what you want to do.
You got to go listen to the whole story.
Okay,
I mean,
all right, go ahead.
When I first got in there with Barry and him, and I made the mistake, I shot the 2 little ones, and I started kind of getting better and getting to where I could kind of tell what was getting killed, and listening to Barry and going and scouting, and then finally, you know, I kind of turned the page on that first one I killed in the fog that day.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, you know, I got used to seeing them and letting them walk, and you see more deer that you don't think's there, and you learn a lot by watching them.
Absolutely.
When you don't just blow it up by shooting them.
You're right.
And I had some 3-year-olds that I let go before I started killing them. And one of the lessons that a lot of people don't believe me, and it's one reason I try to hunt like I do. I try to stay on the outside. I don't try to get in the core area. I try to stay on the outside because you will push a mature buck out.
Absolutely.
And he will leave.
It's got to be perfect time, and it's got to be when if the only time I push it is if I have a limited time somewhere. That's the only time. Like, I wouldn't do that.
You got to do what you can do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only time you can do something
but
like that.
I found a really good spot on that hunting club. It was one of the boys used to hunt there. And when I first got in it, I mean, I have to hunt. I don't like to hunt on people. So I go find me somewhere where nobody's at. And I try to understand that spot.
Mm-hmm.
So this one boy got out and he hunted up over a bluff that kind of looked down through the clear cut. And half the people that hunted the club, there was 8 of us. 4 of them would drive down that clear cut with their 4-wheelers. And you could hunt on that bluff and you could watch them drive down the mountain.
Yeah.
You know, and one of the first good 3-year-olds that I made the choice not to shoot. I think it was Jonathan and them drove off the mountain that day, and I watched them go down. I done climbed up in my tree, and I seen them go down the mountain, and it was snow on the ground. It was good and white, but you could see, you know, where the 4-wheelers went down. The snow wasn't there, and he come running around the mountain, and as soon as he got to the 4-wheeler trail, man, he just locked up, and the wind's dead in my face. No way he smells me. I'm 30 foot above him. No way. I'm 100 yards from him. And he eyeballed the 4-wheeler trail, and he looked up and he looked around. He looked at the 4-wheeler trail. He turned 180 degrees around and went straight back the way he came from.
Morning or evening?
It was in the morning. I've seen him do it more times than you can imagine. I mean, and this is good deer.
I've told people they can watch any video they want about this or that and try to learn what they want to learn from whoever and wherever about hunting in the mountain, but it ain't never going to be the same.
No.
It ain't never going to be, nothing's going to repeat itself, really. And if it does, you got lucky. The mountain is its own world.
Yeah,
it is different.
I don't know for sure, but the year I killed Blades, Moose got out of the hunting club, and the road that everybody used to drive down, nobody was hunting on that side of the mountain anymore. Nobody was driving off the mountain. And I hunted it 3 times. And I never drove my four-wheeler down there until I went to get blades. And I guess the first time, I think it was him. I'm not sure. But I saw him 3 times. I killed him on the 3rd time if it was him. And the first time, I parked way up top where I was hunting on the bluff and looking and watching him drive down. And I walked down that.
Yeah.
And I hunted a couple benches up from that saddle, like on the edge of it. And there was a good scrape line. And, man, every time I'd hunt, I'd see 5 or 6 different bucks.
Yeah.
And then one day I decided I just walked a little bit further down to where it was a true saddle. I mean, it's a good funnel. And I tied my rope on my gun. One of the few days I decided to be safe and not carry my 300 up the tree with me. I usually put it on my summit, and it climbs up the tree with me, but I left it on the ground.
Balancing it.
And it was about maybe, it was probably 12:30. I was in the mountain early.
Yeah.
And I started climbing up the tree. And I remember hearing something, and I'm like, who is walking around the mountain?
Right.
And I looked up, and all I saw was horns. And I'm like, holy cow, it's 25 yards away coming around a mountain.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
didn't have your gun.
My gun's laying on the ground. And I remember thinking, man, he ain't going to be able to see my gun. As soon as I got my gun off of the ground and it started spinning, he turned and went back the way he came.
Yeah.
And the reason that I hunted there was because the bench up above, I mean, I think I saw 20 different bucks on that bench.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen anything worth shooting. I'm talking a 50-yard adjustment, one bench lower down the mountain. But the sign changed. Up on the bench that I was hunting, little dinner plate scrapes every 10 yards. Probably 30 or 40 rubs on maybe some good trees. But where I killed blades on that saddle, there was a scrape. It was bigger than a car hood.
Yeah.
I mean, it was huge, and you could smell it.
Yeah.
And there was big runs.
And those trails that were running off that side were very faint.
Yes, there wasn't really any trails.
Like it wasn't. It is. It is. It's a pathway.
The scrape was
it's
huge.
Not beating the ground.
Yes.
I know. And that's when you start, like you said a while ago, when you see big deer sign, you might, like, just same way with a deer. If you're walking in the woods and you see, and you say, oh, I wonder if that's good. That's a lot of sign. I wonder if that's a good buck. Probably not. When you see it. That's what I was talking about, like up there in that spot I was hunting, getting them old edge of them CRP fields, going into a cedar thicket. And just a freaking big cedar tree that's about the size of your torso is just mangled in a scrape where they've tore the grass out of the ground and everything too. That's a big deer. I'm talking branches the size you get down, almost the size of your wrist is snapped off about 3 foot up.
Yeah. But I mean, and I hunted him that day and he got away. And that was probably early in December. But usually if you can mark your calendar around December the 6th.
Yeah.
And somebody on the mountain out towards Buncombe is going to kill a big deer or in Huntland.
Yeah.
Somewhere. A big deer is going to get killed around December the 6th. And I think that's when it kind of starts. Yeah. And then it gets kind of cold.
It trickles.
It gets kind of cold until the week of Christmas.
Because I know here it's like the 10th. I always have like the 10th. Around the 6th, 5th, 14th to 17th.
It's early around the lake.
Yeah. 14th to 17th is hot. Like I see, that's usually when I get like stranger mature bucks, like I haven't seen before, like coming through. Around the 15th.
That's the ones you want to kill.
But anywhere from the 10th to the 25th, like it could be anything.
Yeah. But then I waited it was probably a week, and I went back to that same spot because I thought, you've messed it up. Because, I spoke to him. And I went back and I climbed up in my tree, and it was in the afternoon again. And I heard a stick break. And it's almost a bluff behind me. And I turned around and looked. 20 yards away.
Is he walking the edge of that bluff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Went straight down it. And I mean, I get the gun up, and it's only 150 yards to the bottom. And I'm like, he's got to come out. He's got nowhere to go. He never came out. So he either went around the other way. I don't know. And then I'm like, well, you've run it. I mean, you've run it. So I left. And I didn't go back down there. And it was the last day of season, January the 3rd. And I remember getting up that morning, and I turned the coffee water on and said, man, I'm going to go back to bed. Who am I kidding? I can't kill a big deer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember thinking, nope, I'm going to go. Yeah. And I'm going to get in that stand, and I am not leaving until it gets dark.
Yeah.
And I parked up there. I got in the stand probably about an hour before daylight. I'm dedicated. I get there early.
That's what it takes.
I like to get there and let it cool off. And I remember thinking about 9:30, man, I hadn't seen a deer. Nothing. Nothing. 9:30, nothing. It's a beautiful morning. You could hear a pin drop at 200 yards. Wind's not blowing. I mean, it's just perfect, primo, cold. And at about 10 o'clock, I'm sitting there thinking, man, the sun's up. It's bright. It's sunshiny. They ain't going to move in this. It's bright daytime. I mean, nobody was hunting. There was nobody on the mountain but me.
Yeah.
Or at least I thought. And I don't know. It was probably about 10:15. And I got an old cheap grunt call, a Quaker grunt call. I hit it 3 times and burp, burp, burp. And I remember hearing the sticks break, and I look up, and here he comes.
He wasn't far from you.
He wasn't far. He was bedded up on top of that saddle.
Yeah.
On the edge of it. And he come around through there with his back bristled up. He was ready to fight.
Yeah.
At 300 was more than he could take.
Oh, yeah. He didn't tote it.
15 yards, baby.
Oh,
I could have killed him with a bow.
God. He couldn't tote it.
Yeah,
he couldn't tote it.
No.
And that was the 3rd time you seen him.
If it was him, now it could have been, there's some big deer on the mountain, and it could have been different ones because, I mean, it's a saddle.
Yeah, it's that bluff right there. I mean, that's a funnel. It's a big funnel, especially a rut funnel. That's how my spot on Bear Hollow. It's not really a bluff, but it's a bench. It drops down a gorge like waterfall type thing, but it hits that good. I got multiple trails that run up to it to where that bluff part's at, and then it's a big ditch head. So they have to cross that creek part right there. And I've got some big deer on camera right there.
And one of the transitions in me as a hunter is from being in that hunting club. When I saw blades, I wasn't excited.
Yeah.
Not a bit. I mean, I was stone cold, man, till the gun went off.
You were excited. You weren't nervous.
No. After I shot, then I couldn't climb down out of the tree.
Down? Is he down? Is he down?
Yes, and that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, now I don't really get tore up when I first see them.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's when I pull the trigger and I'm like, oh man, what have I got?
Yeah, I don't either.
What have I got?
That's how mine were. Like, I don't. I think it helps with a bow for me and videoing because I got my mind on other things too. I'm not just sitting there caught up in it. You know what I mean? I think that helps me out a lot. But I don't. But after, like you said, afterwards, I mean, I've got video of me, I shot and I was good and I'm standing there and then you can hear it in the video. You can hear my knees shaking in the video,
Yeah. Well, after I shot blades, I did the Tarzan yodel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was tore up.
People down there in Estafort, like, what the hell is that?
I think
Bigfoot.
I think Bates' son heard me.
Yeah. Cole.
Yeah,
Cole Bauer.
He heard me, yeah. Or
They kill some big deer.
Yes, they do.
They got a good spot.
Yes, but they
put the work in it.
They put a lot of work into it, yes.
That's right. That's why I said about Peanut and them too, I always talking about, they got great spot. They kill the same deer out of, a lot of them kill the same deer out of the same stand, every year. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, but they don't.
But they
don't always
kill. It took
a
long time. It took a long time to get to that point. They worked and made these spots. And like I said, I hope that's the goal for me. I hope I can get a spot because one day I'm not going to be able to tote this stuff around and climb from tree to tree and this and that,
It's like a bunch of people, they feed deer corn. And I know I fed them corn, but I usually don't start feeding them till January, till when there's no food. And that's when you need to feed them.
Not corn.
To kind of help them survive. You need to give them something.
Not corn. That's what kills them.
If you don't
get them when there ain't no food, they'll stay and eat that corn. It has no nutritional value whatsoever. Oh, and they sit there and eat corn and eat corn and eat corn.
Well, I can't afford to feed them that much, Eric.
But that's what a lot of people do, like in people's yards and stuff. They'll feed corn for these deer in the heart of the summer. I mean, in the winter, and they're eating corn and they're getting no nutritional value whatsoever, and they depend on that. And then if there ain't, and then there ends up not being corn there for 2 weeks. And there ain't no food, and they haven't ate anything, and it ends up killing a lot of deer.
I don't know. I know you got to feed them something. If you want to feed them, the best time to feed them is when there's no food. But you got to keep it going.
Yeah, but you also need to feed them something that has nutritional value. Corn has none. And I don't mean a little bit. I mean none. You look that up. I know you don't believe a lot of stuff I say.
I do believe you. I know if you feed them corn, they'll get their hoofs to get all messed up and they'll get genetic disorders.
Oh, that's CWD. Don't get me on that. Get me on that kick.
I don't know nothing about that.
It's ridiculous. Well, I know it's about your bedtime, old man.
I don't know. Have we talked about everything?
Hey, this ain't. We ain't got to get it all in one lick, brother. It's the first time. I enjoy it. I'm glad you come and talk to me tonight.
Yeah, just don't make fun of me because I'm old.
Oh, I won't be doing the making fun of.
I'm sure somebody will.
Somebody's going to make fun. They make fun of me every week.
Yeah, me too.
Usually make fun of me because I don't know how to make a podcast. I'm just trying. I'll get it one day, though. The learning curve, Uncle.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed it, man. When hunting season comes around, it's going to be a real good time around here. I got some things worked up. I'm going to do something. It's called the check-in station.
You're going to take me bow hunting.
We're going to have Saturdays. And yeah. Well, I will.
You have to make me an old man. I need a ground blind.
Oh, I'll set you up in the stands. Like I set Jonathan Ray up in the stand this year, like Major.
I'm going to shoot a doe.
I ain't going. That'd be where that's too much work for nothing. But
well, put me on one close to the road.
Yeah. Well, that's shooting them close to the road's fine. It's where they run to is the issue. But I got some things coming up this hunting season. I want them to kill their deer, and I'm gonna bring them on. They can tell their story, show the deer off, and stuff like that. I'm gonna have a thing. It's called the check-in station, like on a Saturday. I don't know, maybe once every couple of weeks or something. You know, it'd be something that like a Saturday morning, everybody kills their deer. How they can come by and we'll have like a tailgate party, and how they can tell their story and everything on here, and just try to take something back like it used to be. You know, used to go to check-in stations and hang out with your deer and talk to the old men and all that stuff. And they don't have none of that no more. So we're going to try. I got some big things coming up for the year, and I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be fun for a lot of people. Get some old people like you that lost the flame a little bit. Give them a little. We got some competitions that's going to happen too. You know,
well, I still get the flame.
It's just you know, you might have a little bit more flame. There's a little competition in it too. You know, get this. Whoever kills it wins this prize and gets to get on and tell a story and everything like that. Just a fun little purpose, you know. So just some small things like that, just to do. I know how old men get whenever you ain't got no hobbies or nothing. You know, you get to go work and come home and cook dinner and do everything your old lady wants you to do.
I don't know. It might not be about how big it is now for me as much as it is about the places you thread the bullet through and make the shot.
Yeah, it's not about how big it is for me. It's my main goal. Like this year when I had Tyson come through, like I got the satisfaction, man. I was on the X. Like if I had a rifle, both of those deer, every one of those deer I had this year would have been dead, and they were mature. And Tyson, like I said, that deer's 100% for sure 150-inch deer, could be bigger, but mine is, I'm okay with not killing them anymore. It's not my goal. It's not about killing the deer for me anymore. It's about trying to outsmart them.
You got to have fun.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's what's fun for me. It's the killing the deer is extra. It really is. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to kill the deer. That's one of the goals. But my goal.
When I was your age, I was a killer.
Yeah. Well,
I might not have got to kill them on the hunting club, but we could kill does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can kill them. I'll tell you that. But I don't know. You just change as you get older. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The first season I missed opening day was the year Dylan was born.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good hunt.
Yeah.
I learned a lesson then also. I had a spot in the field. And, I mean, I grew up hunting with a 30-30, so, 25, 50 yards.
Yeah.
You don't realize how far a rifle will shoot. And I had gotten a 25-06, and, I mean, that's a really good shooting gun. And if you've got, like, a standard gun, one of the biggest mistakes people make is sighting their gun in at, like, 25 yards, and then you go out and you got the big see-through mounts with the big distance between the scope, get as close as you can to the barrel.
Yeah.
And sight it in. If you sight one in at 200 yards, there's no reason to move your point of aim until he gets out there around 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I probably would have been one of 125-inch deer. Dylan was born on the opening day of deer season, and it was like my second day of work. I'd worked all night. We were working 2 on, 2 off, 12-hour days. So I had no sleep. And Michelle had come home. I done missed Friday and Saturday, and it was Monday. And she said, go hunting. I'm okay. Dylan's here. We're home. Yeah. She said, go hunting. So I got in the stand that morning. I hunted in like a little bottom, and there's a big field. It's 800 yards across the field.
Yeah.
And about 250, there's a tree in the middle of the field. And I remember, man, I couldn't hardly hold my eyes open. I was about to doze off. And I heard horns hitting together, and I'm like, who is out here rattling before daylight?
Yeah.
And I was getting upset.
It can't be deer.
Yeah, it can't be real.
Yeah,
it can't be real.
Deer out here doing this.
Deer don't do that. Not
here.
where we hunt.
Not here, yeah.
And I remember the sun started coming up, and I looked out across a big sagegrass field, and I could see these two little bodies just going at it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I rubbed my eyes, and I'm like, that's two pretty good bucks out there fighting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah. My friends ain't gonna believe this.
Yeah, they ain't gonna believe this. Yeah. And man, I don't know. It's probably about they kept wrestling around, and I was trying to get it on one and shoot one. I didn't care which one.
Yeah.
I didn't know which one was the biggest, and they would never stand still.
Yeah.
And then I about had it, and I was fixing to squeeze it off, and I remember they took off running, and I got mad because he run all the way across the field, 800 yards, and ran up in the mountain. And I remember thinking, man, it's over.
Yeah.
I waited too long. I should have shot before they locked up.
Yeah.
And then I looked back, and the one that had won the fight, he come strutting out there, and he had his hair all bristled up on his back, and I could see his breath when he grunted. That's the last breath that sucker took.
Yeah. There ain't nothing better than seeing their
Yes.
breath in the cold. I'm telling you, God, it's majestic. Well, Uncle, that's going to do it for tonight, brother. We're going to get you back on here. I got a plan. It's going to be fun. Maybe I can get you in on some of it if you're willing. But
I'll do what I can.
That's my uncle. That's Googa, Ross C. Douglas. Is that right?
That's me.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Check out the Amateur Saddle Hunter throughout the week and catch the Whitetail Waypoint on Wednesday mornings. It'll be on there by 6:30. Talk to y'all later.